guess I play semi-pro, right?
No, man, you worse. You Sunday League.
Hello and welcome to the Sunday League Podcast, your home for all things MLB and Fantasy Baseball. We are back, full gangs here. Casey's back from his wedding, honeymoon, all that jazz, back in the States.
Not committed.
Casey, how's it feel being a married man?
Feels good. Feels good.
There it is.
How'd the honeymoon feel?
Get used to the line, buddy.
Good. It was cold.
Cool.
That was good.
You went to Banff, Canada. You want to
Banff,
tell us a little bit
Canada.
about that?
Yep. If anybody has ever been there, you know that it's probably the most beautiful place on the planet. If not, I highly
Have you been to
encourage.
That's your
Nashville,
wife
Tennessee?
was.
Well, she's not a place on the earth. So,
There, James goes objectifying women already.
she's
Ever
just a
heard
place
of
in my
Nashville,
heart.
Tennessee?
Tootsies.
But yeah, it was beautiful. You know, it was amazing. It was a little chilly, but not too bad. You know, it was like that
Still
dry
here.
cold. So if
Oh
it was
gosh, like
it was
Arizona.
40 degrees or like 30 degrees, you know,
Say
it-
dry heat. Sorry,
It's a dry
Uh,
cold.
I know, but I just
Arizona's like the hottest place in the
ticked me off.
States.
I know, but they always like,
Kel,
oh,
would you
it's
would you
dry
like
heat.
to talk about your honeymoon?
Never. I'm not getting married. I don't believe in
Goodness
marriage.
gracious.
Or at least just your
Capitalism.
trip to Africa? Because
Not
that's
even
very
a
much the
minute
same.
in. Good Lord, gentlemen.
He gets married, thinks he's a man now.
I grew a foot. Anyways, but yeah, it was a great time. It was beautiful.
Got to watch
picture-
baseball.
What?
You got to watch baseball? That was cool. I didn't know they had that. in
Yeah, I
Canada.
got to watch baseball for like maybe an hour. So I have no clue what we're going to be talking about. I'm just kidding. I was able to watch some highlights and stuff, so I was able to keep up. But obviously, being up in
Yeah,
Canada, the big thing is hockey. So I can tell you anything and everything you want to know that happened in the past week with the Calgary Flames or Edmonton Oilers.
Nice.
But
Don't talk about the flipping.
yeah, it
hurricanes.
was a great time. I mean, it's like the Rockies. If you've ever been to the Rockies, I know Kale's been to the Rockies. He's had a run in with the Rocky actually.
Saved our
But,
life.
but yeah, it was 10 times more beautiful. I mean, it was just to die for. Already planning a second trip out there. So
Nice.
Yep.
Well, cool. Glad to have you back. Wedding was a good time. Hope you guys had a good time.
I sure did.
Yeah, let's talk about baseball. We got NLCS, ALCSs are 5 games in both. Both are 3-2, heading back to the leading team's home field. We can do, y'all want to do AL or NL first?
Sure, what I'm
AL.
just living in it.
AL? All right.
AL.
So Houston leads 3-2 up to the last game. It was only the road team had won, and then Houston with Altuve's 3-run blast in the last inning pulled out the win. Yeah, I mean it's a big question of what's going to happen next because the Rangers have won every game at Minute Maid. So I'll pass it to you guys.
It's definitely going to go 7, I think.
Really?
I still think Houston holds it out. I still think they're going to big brother the Texas Rangers. I still believe it.
I mean, if it gets
You
to
still
7,
trust Framber?
I just trust Houston in general. I don't know.
That's just
Got
God.
a feeling.
you trust Eovaldi more, basically.
I think playoff Eovaldi is
Yeah,
next level.
Nolan
different
Ryan.
breed. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think if it does go 7, obviously, that's the only way for the Rangers to keep playing and stuff for it to go 7.
Yeah.
I think their Astros have the advantage come Game 7 for sure.
Who would throw Game 7 for Texas? Montgomery?
Scherzer. Yeah, Scherzer, who has the
And Houston's been all over that. But
well,
Yeah.
he has the worst ERA in postseason history for the past I think 5 to 10
last
years.
decade.
Yeah, last
Scherzer
decade.
does?
Yeah, Scherzer. Does.
He's
yeah.
worse than Kershaw?
Kershaw was
Yeah,
second.
it's
Yes, Kershaw's
no,
good.
actually, Glasnow was second, but
Yeah.
we
Thank
don't
you.
need to go there. But yeah, Scherzer, Glasnow, and then Kershaw was the 1, 2, 3. Um, but yeah, so I think it would be more of a bullpen game for the
Yeah.
Rangers if it got
Which, I
set.
mean, it kind of was the last time he pitched. He only went like 2 or 3
Yeah.
coming off of injury. So we'll see.
I think it'll be fine. I think, like, I know this is stupid to say, but I can't stand, like, I always hated how people talk crap about Kershaw. I get it, like, but if you watch the games, Kershaw would go 6 innings scoreless, and then I know I always say get me through 7. I constantly contradict myself. I understand that,
We know.
but like he didn't need it from you, buddy. Like he pitched a good game. It's just I don't know, like it's hard to, especially in the playoffs, to get through a lineup 3 times. Like
Yeah.
it's so much harder than it is in the regular season, because in the regular season, like most teams are like, man, let's just not let's get to tomorrow, but 162 games is a long season. But when you're in playoffs, every game matters, and you are 100% in. So, but talk about I think Houston wins. I just don't think Texas has like the experience right now.
Yeah.
And I do think that whole skirmish kind of you could tell. Well, see you, James.
Lost James. See ya.
Yep. But he hated my takes. Like I think you can tell like a team of the Astros have been here and done that for like 7 years, and the same players have been there except for Correa and Springer, but for the most part, same guys. And then you bring in guys who are like, even though Brady had a terrible season, he's a seasoned vet. Like I mean, he's a dang good player to have in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't. The only guy that really I believe in that capacity is Seager on the Rangers. He's been there, done that with the Dodgers and stuff like that. I'm not saying like Simeon's a great player. Adolis Garcia's been killing it. And they all got great players. I hope the Texas Rangers win, but I just think the camaraderie and everything, the teamhood, and the experience is going to prevail.
Yep.
Yeah.
That kind of also contradicts your take on the manager experience, though. Which I mean, I love your take with the same manager with Bochy. I'm saying that you're saying that because you always gave the Rangers the edge because they have Bochy. Now you're saying that they are behind because they don't have the experience with the players. When managers are the number one.
Not with Houston. I've never said that. I've never said that against Houston because they've got Dusty.
I'm saying that with the Rangers, though.
Yeah, I mean, but a manager puts together a team, and a manager. I will say a manager can only do so much.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that a manager does not win the World Series.
Yeah,
that's I've never believed that, but I do think he can definitely help you.
Right. Yeah, but and that wasn't a shot at you at all. That was
I know.
Kind of sounded like it.
100%. Yeah, it kind of sounded like it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this.
He was there for 2 weeks. He had to come back with something.
I'm a grown man.
Come back firing.
I'm real fat. Man. You think that hurts me?
But no, talking about Simeon, I think if he got going, I think this series is different at this point. Simeon has really struggled in that leadoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually another question I wanted to bring up too is obviously Simeon has been the leadoff guy all season long. Pretty much his whole career that he's been like the guy. He's been in the top 3 spots of the lineup, especially for the Rangers, the leadoff with Seager batting second. Now, in a playoff format like this, do you make the change of, hey, this guy's not hot, even though he is my leadoff guy? Do you make that change and say, this other guy, Evan Carter, maybe he's a better leadoff guy at this point? Do you throw him up there and move him down to the 7 hole to maybe see a little bit more fastballs or something like that,
I just don't know if Evan Carter has that in him. Has like the experience. I mean, yeah, he's doing good, but like you said, he's probably in the 7 hole. He's getting more fastballs. so he's getting
Mhm.
more
Evan
things
Carter
to
has
hit.
actually been 3-hole lately.
He moved up to 3-hole, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
Watch it again.
I mean, it could work out if you put him in the 1-hole, give him more opportunity, give him more at bats. But I don't know. That could put more pressure on him. But maybe he's up for the challenge. But I just don't know if you
Well,
move
I
Simeon,
wasn't
they
just
may.
talking about Evan. Yeah, I wasn't talking about Evan Carter in
Yeah,
general. I
talking
was
about
just
anybody.
saying any player.
Okay.
Throw in
Yeah.
No.
Josh Jung or
Yeah.
lead off Corey Seager. Basically, it just opens up the question of, and it doesn't even have to pertain strictly to the Rangers, but just in a playoff format for any baseball team, your guy that is solidified, played 162 games all season long, batted leadoff for all 162. Do you change that up because he's struggling in one of the most important games of the season, obviously?
I think it's situational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really necessarily agree that moving Simeon down will get him more fastballs because he's still Marcus Simeon. Like, I think they're going to attack him how they would normally attack him wherever he is, whether he's 1 or 9, But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence because I saw what happened with the Braves. They changed the lineup for game 1 and got absolutely smoked. But that's completely different situation. But yeah, I mean, if I was a manager, I would probably do it if he's struggling as
No
bad as
commitment.
he has been. But
No loyalty. We knew that one.
yeah, whatever.
No, I'm a person that tends to. I think you should stick with what got you there.
Mhm.
And it's now it's different because I mean the leadoff man isn't always like the old school get on base guy, still second.
Okay.
So I mean yeah, but then you got Schwarber.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's all situational because I mean I don't know what Evan Carter's approach is or anything like that. I mean he tends to see pitches and stuff like that. It's like every time I watch him, he's in 3-2 count.
Mhm.
So I think if there was a situation you could do it, I think he'd be a good option.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just think it's situational.
Yeah. I think it just depends on the type of player he is. Like, do I think Evan Carter could move up and be absolutely fine? Yes, but it also could be a mental thing. Like, he was only in the league 2 weeks before the playoffs, so it might be a big change for him to move that far up. But also, you don't have to move Simeon down that far. Like, he could move from 1 to 3 and be just fine. So it doesn't. Yeah. It also, I think it depends on the pitching matchup, depending on who they're facing, because they probably wouldn't want Carter coming up top 3 with Framber Valdez on the mound, So,
yeah, he
Got a
didn't
point.
even start last game against Framber.
Right,
He didn't even start
exactly.
game 2. So I'd even look to see if he's starting tonight. But
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Got about an hour till game time as we're recording this.
So what are our
James
bets?
thinks it's going 7. James thinks it's going 7. What do y'all think?
7 to Houston.
I think 7, but I don't know who I've got winning, but I think it does go to 7.
If you had to say who's winning, who would it be? Just throw out a team.
50-50.
Who you got?
Who do I want? I want Texas to win, but I think Houston pulls it out.
There you go.
If you're
I
betting
think
on the
Houston's
game,
gonna win.
if you're betting,
I'm betting on the game. I'm
Your
putting my
life
money on
depended
Houston.
on it.
Basically does at this point. How much money I'm putting down?
Arkel, who you got?
Houston. I think Houston wins tonight.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
You trust Framber?
I don't know if I do that. They very well may. I mean, they could. But I just don't know. Framber's
They
been-
could get
Get a
shelled.
redemption game. But
Case, you said the
We'll see.
Rangers.
Lord could come back tonight.
No, if I was betting, I would take the Astros.
Ooh, we're all taking the Stros.
I do now. Earlier, before this series started, I had Rangers in 6. That's why I called. I thought they would at least pull out a game at home.
Mhm.
I mean, especially game 5, they really seeing that. I think really just shot them in the heart.
yeah,
Big
And
time.
maybe the day off kind of resets their mind.
maybe.
But I have the Astros also winning tonight in 6.
Dang.
Ooh.
I think the Rangers were able to do really well, like managing their bullpen in a way, because like that was their big Achilles heel coming into the playoffs, and I think they did a really good job. They also had some really good starting pitching to where they didn't have to lean on their bullpen as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at this point it just caught up to them, especially in that last game. Like Aroldis Chapman doing Aroldis Chapman things, and then Leclerc
Sucking.
giving up the late home run. So
Yeah.
I think it just caught up to him, but we'll
I've
see if the
Aroldis
day
Chapman
off
never
helps.
pitches
But
again.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that kind of going back to, and I think it was on one of our topics of the intentional hit by pitch. Breyer getting suspended 2 games. Now, obviously, in our text messages, I brought up, do you think it was intentional? I think everybody said no. I still say I believe it had some intent to it, because I think it really just motivated the Astros in a way to, I don't know, I guess you can say win the game or whatever, spark a little bit more fire, and it threw the Rangers off of their game, I feel like. And I don't think they really I don't think they thought that it would end in a brawl, or I mean, it wasn't even a brawl, but a benches clearing incident. But ultimately, I think they thought that by doing this, obviously, Adolis Garcia is very emotional. It would throw him off the game or whatever. And by doing this, it allowed Leclerc, who just got the last out of the 8th inning, to sit on the bench even longer. And I think that was the unseen situation that wasn't talked about enough, is the ability to have Leclerc, who is a 9th inning guy almost all the time, sit on the bench a little bit longer and think about the upcoming inning rather than it just going by fast and getting back out there. But
I love every take you just had, but I wholeheartedly disagree. Only because of it wasn't like if it was leadoff batter, 100% agree. But when you're down 2 runs and there's was there a guy on first or was there a guy on first and second?
It was just guy on first.
Well, then I mean, okay, yeah. Then you could put a guy on first and second. Yeah. Then you put a guy on first, second, and I just like 100% could have been the thought. I just can't see a team doing that in that moment. Because you know how I feel about like manager ejections,
especially Dusty Baker.
I know you gotta get the boys rolling sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, was it the same game or was it the game before that Texas threw Heine into Altuve?
Game before.
Before. I
mean, but they threw Heine into Altuve, so like I think you got to throw Heine in. Maybe not Heine in. I mean, I'm anything above the like
shoulder blade,
the nipple. I was gonna say nipple, but yeah, is wrong.
Just different side.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I can't see him doing that in that situation.
Yeah,
that's the reason I
agree. The only thing that would make me think they would do it is I don't think they were wanting to pitch to him anyways, that at bat, just because he, coming off a high of hitting a home run, he's seeing the ball well. I think if anything, the only reason I would see them doing that intentionally was to save pitches and not have to pitch around him and 4-pitch walk him and just say, screw it, we'll go for it. I don't really get why they would try to hit him to fire him up now, or to fire their team up. But I do think him immediately turning around, getting in a scuffle did throw the Rangers off. So maybe Dusty Baker's just a freaking brilliant mastermind and knew that would happen, but I don't necessarily think it was intentional at all.
And my thing is, I don't think that decision comes from Dusty though. I feel like that decision comes from a pitcher and catcher, and like, more of a player standpoint, like captain or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Like I see, like in game, I don't know, because like you hear stories all the time of like a starter, like their starter hitting the guy, and then a bullpen. In the bullpen, they're like, dude, listen, you're gonna have to hit him first pitch right here. They're their guy. But too, what I was gonna say is like this goes back to my point of the Rangers being able to handle that like adrenaline rush and like getting hype, and the Texas Rangers kind of kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't know. It was entertaining though.
yeah, it was.
I will say that.
One thing that did tick me off was people saying that they hit him because he pimped a home run. That had zero to do with it.
Yeah. I think if they were worried about him pimping it, Maldonado would have addressed him at home, Brian McCann style. Like I don't think that would have been the approach. But
RP to Fernandez.
He did take his sweet time getting to first base, though.
I would have addressed him at first base. Like
you talking about Adolis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, I think when he hit it, yes, he did take a sweet time, but I think his initial, once he swung, I don't think he thought he got it. I think he was in the process of, that's close. I don't know if I got it. And then obviously he started to kind of then he drug it out a little bit longer. But I think the initial just stop and stare or like the slow walk out of the box was solely for like, gosh, I hope I got it. Yeah, I hope I got it.
I don't have a baseball bat.
And then it turned into more of a, now I'm going to pimp the crap out of this.
I don't have a baseball bat around me, but imagine this is a baseball bat. This man had his barrel in his hand 0.7 seconds after he hit it, ready to slam it. He knew he got it. Shout out pickleball.
Shout out pickleball. Yeah, that was a huge home run too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I thought that would have just sucked all the life out of the Astros, but
golly, they've been there.
We're all just experience shows up. So
y'all are freezing like crazy on my screen.
Wow. Oh well. Anyways, so any big stories other than that coming out of the ALCS?
I think, and this is gonna get you going, Thomas, because you post about this and you talk about this, saying Harper is the clutches player in of our generation. I think Altuve is.
Of course you do. He's 5'8".
5'8" with cleats on. Other than
I'd rather
that,
have
he's
Jordan
5'6" like me.
I'd
rather have Jordan.
Playoffs, yes. I don't disagree with that.
Well,
but regular season and playoffs, I think Harper's got the edge. Altuve's just been in the playoffs so much as well. Like, Altuve's played over 100 playoff games in his career. Where Harper didn't really see the playoffs much early in his career with the Nationals. That's the other thing. He doesn't have that much experience because the Nationals would sneak in every few years with him. And then once he went to Philly, he's been in it, I think 3 out of the 4 years he's been there. So
he's only been there 4 years.
But no, I don't totally disagree with you.
I love the love that Altuve's getting. I do. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, how does the appealing work in the playoffs? Because it says that Brady's going to appeal. Like in baseball season, it takes like 2 weeks, and you just play 2 weeks.
Typically, if you appeal, you can still play until they review. So I would assume it's probably the same in playoffs. Okay.
So he's basically cleared to the end of the World Series.
He might get suspended during the World Series or have to face it the beginning of next year.
Yeah. His flight to Cancun will just be delayed.
Dude, I don't understand that. Like that just threw me off. Like the brazen on that MLB Facts. I don't get it.
Oh yeah,
it's not funny.
It's a joke. Anyways,
pretty depressing, if you ask me.
That guy's a Braves fan, anyway. So
yeah, I love every post he posts about them. I retweet it.
It's a good time. Anyways, so moving on.
Speaking of Harper,
NLCS. It's been I thought maybe 5 games, and the Diamondbacks have made it a series.
Yeah.
So, but I do not think they have a chance going back to Philly.
Agreed.
Philly in 6,
especially with Nola going.
Yeah.
Screw Nola. And I love.
I think Nola. It ends on Monday.
Not PNC.
For the Diamondbacks.
Citizen Bank.
Citizen Bank. That place is, I mean, borderline like Neanderthal.
Yeah. They are wild. Yeah. Philly sports fans, man.
And they're
crazy.
They're snowballs of Santa.
But yeah, I'm with you, Thomas. I really had maybe 5 games. I wouldn't have been shocked if it was a sweep from the Phillies, honestly.
Yeah.
But the 5 games is kind of where I was hovering around too, and
Mhm.
going back to Chase Field, and the
Chase
whole
Field was rocking.
yeah, it was. It really was. And I think the firing up of I think it was, I can't remember who said it. It was their backup catcher. I can't remember his name. But it said
Stubbs.
something about once they win, they're going to go jump into the pool or something.
Yeah.
In Arizona. Now, do y'all feel like that's the same situation, kind of like with the Arcia stuff? Because I think he might have said it straight to a reporter. I think that was the difference. Whereas with Arcia, I think he said it out loud
To the
in
boys.
clubhouse, and
Mhm.
While they're popping
and
champagne.
the reporter heard it.
Yeah, he's probably drunk.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. Stuff. My thing
The
with
things
Stubbs
you
is
say
like,
drunk or the truth.
well,
Sheesh.
I forgot what I was gonna say now. Just keep going out. It'll come eventually.
I think go for it.
I'm not a fan of if you don't play, I don't like you talking. I know locker rooms have that guy.
Yeah.
Got a point.
Like everybody needs like that locker room guy, and he's 100%. You know, the him in the overalls and everything was hilarious. But
Yeah.
I just think if you don't play,
Don't talk.
just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Heredia with the Braves. I hated that dude. I could not stand him.
You kidding me? Hechavarria. Oh, Heredia. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the
I
Phillies.
thought you were talking about Hechavarria. I was like, say,
Mm.
that dude had the greatest bat flip of all time.
Yeah,
It
he
was a
did.
dog. Yeah, I think games 3 and 4. I think the Diamondbacks just limited home runs. If you can keep Philly in the park, you can beat them.
There's a chance.
But I mean, if they're hitting 5 home runs a game, you have no chance. I don't care who you are. You have no chance of beating them.
Agreed.
And Gallen really,
Agreed.
both games has done very badly.
Yeah.
So that puts a damper on them. But we'll see. If Merrill Kelly pitches next, right?
Yeah. Kelly and Nolan.
Again. And
Which
he did
honestly, in
pretty
his
well
first
last
start,
time.
he didn't do too bad. He only gave
No.
up 3.
He's a
The
good
game
pitcher.
ended up being 10-0, but they really didn't start pouring on the runs until the bullpen came in. So Merrill Kelly didn't do too bad, but I think one thing that's separating the Phillies apart from the other teams in this playoff format is obviously, yes, like you mentioned, Tom, the home runs. Their big hitters are coming up with the big hits, obviously. But I think another thing is their 1-2 punch has been a great 1-2 punch.
100%.
Rather than like a lot of these other teams. I mean, we could argue the Rangers maybe with Eovaldi and Montgomery, but I mean, Montgomery's kind of came out of left field during these playoffs, to be honest. Great pitcher, but like I don't think anybody really could have betted on Montgomery being like the dude, you know.
He's undefeated in the playoffs.
But I think to my point, you know, the Phillies, Nola and Wheeler have just been like a 1-2 saying we're winning these 2 games, nobody can beat us. Whereas these other 2 teams, they're like, man, I hope my ace comes out and shoves like an ace tonight. With the Phillies, I think they just feel like they're going to shove, we're going to win tonight, no matter what. So,
I think I want to throw some flowers at my boy Ranger Suarez.
Yeah,
that
boy,
dude
13 now
has been playing lights out as their 3 guy. And dude, it made me so mad during the Braves series. But when he just walks off the mound and he's just like flipping his glove around, just like playing with it.
No,
I'm like, dude, that dude
could care less about anything.
Got ice in his veins and doesn't give a rip what you think.
You seen him throw the ball to first base when he gets it?
Oh yeah, he just picks it up, lobs it over.
No look.
But that dude, I mean, I think he's been another X factor for them. Is like you can rely on Nola, you can rely on Wheeler, but like him coming up and showing up like he has been
in the bullpen
huge for the Phillies.
Yep.
So
Alvarado's the best postseason pitcher of all time, apparently.
Yeah. Former Ray. What can I say?
Yeah. Quadruple A team.
Hill.
Sorry, Casey. But
None taken.
anyways, yeah, I think that series is 6 games and we're done.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
we'll see. Maybe we'll end up on a highlight reel like all the other people do. But
Hey, I'd love to be wrong about both.
I would. I think it'd be awesome to see Rangers Diamondbacks, but
yeah,
I don't think we'll get that chance.
I think it'd be fun to see Rangers Phillies. Anybody but the Astros, I think, would be fun. Now, granted, I think it'd be good baseball if it's Astros and Phillies.
Again, rematch.
Obviously,
I think whatever matchup's gonna be good.
Yeah, as a baseball connoisseur and stuff, I think that's going to be a great whoever it is, just because the Astros are great players.
Mm-hmm.
But as I want to see somebody new kind of fan, that would be better too. So
yeah,
I agree.
We'll see. Excited to see how it turns out, but I just don't think anyone's stopping the Phillies at this point. With how they're hitting and how they're pitching, I think they're going to win it all.
Yeah.
No matter who they're playing.
What's y'all's take on how do you stop the Phillies? Thomas, I think you already said keep them in the park, but anything else that y'all have been seeing in these games of, and then we can maybe even flip over to the Astros as well, because obviously they might be the favorite now. But what's y'all's take on if you're managing against the Phillies, or you're trying to coach up a team to play against the Phillies right now, what's your X factors of this is what you have to execute no matter what?
Well,
score.
I mean, keeping the ballpark, like Thomas said, is one, but because you can't really pitch around Trey Turner and Harper, because then they got Bohm and Stott behind them. I mean, the best two hitters are Turner and Harper. Schwarber has that home run.
I'll pitch to Bohm every day of the week.
That's what I mean. I'd rather pitch to Bohm than Turner and Harper. So if you can get around them two,
here.
But I don't know. It's going to be tough either way. All their bats have been hot. Like Thomas said, keep them in the ballpark. Maybe pitch around the hot hitters, but other than that, it's going to be tough.
That's the thing. I was going to say just walk Harper, but then you run into Castellanos, you run into Stott, you run in their whole lineup has had a moment this season. Like
I swear, Remoto hits seeds to right center.
Yeah, I mean, he went yard last night. So I mean, I think the key is you got to score at least 5 runs.
Yeah,
you got to score at least 5 runs on that offense or on that defense, and then you just got to limit the big guys and try to pick your battles, essentially.
Small ball maybe, but then if you go down by 6, you're gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean,
if they score 6, it's over.
Another thing is you gotta limit the big inning too.
Yeah,
because for them it's if they get 2 hits, they're getting 6 hits, and if they get 6 hits, they're scoring 5.
And they score a run.
That's been the big thing of the whole playoffs is if they get 1 inning, they're gonna roll.
Yeah, I think the way to beat them is keep it to single, not single, solo home runs.
Yeah. Or singles. Either way.
Yeah, limit runners.
Or singles.
Limit runners on the base path.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Not like kind of, maybe take that chance of getting first and second with Harper, and there's a guy on first. Maybe take that chance of walking him.
Double play.
Instead of throwing a fastball down the shot.
Like
don't give him anything to hit.
The ball hit the other night. Goodness gracious.
Both of them, dude. Schwarber and Harper.
Same spot. You gotta really limit mistakes too. I think walks and errors. I mean, watching the D-backs the past few games. The highlights I'll say because I haven't been able to watch the games, but the highlights I've seen that they're making a lot of errors, pass balls. Just allowing those couple extra runs. That just really make or break that game. For instance, I mean they're down by. I think 3 in the 8th inning, and then Realmuto hit the 2-run home run last night. That 3 runs turns into 5 runs real quick.
Exactly.
And I mean, not even one swing gets you back it gets you into the game, but it doesn't even tie the game. So it's definitely keeping them within striking distance of one swing. But at the same time, I mean, you just got to really limit mistakes. You got to play a clean baseball game from the walk side, from the error side, and kind of to your point, Thomas and Kale, you got to pick your battles of who you want up at a certain time, and so.
And if I'm the offense, I want Craig Kimbrell on the mound.
100%.
That's a fact.
100%.
That little thing, it ain't working.
Ain't working no more. It worked in
maybe
2012.
that's another good point, James, is get the starters out early. Get to their bullpen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to face Alvarado.
But even their bullpen has
get to their bullpen.
Their bullpen has been good,
shaky,
better than advertised for sure.
Yeah, it really just depends who they put in.
I still think that's their weakest point.
Mm-hmm. Have you
especially
seen Slaughter? He'll kick Slaughter.
Have you seen Zach Wheeler?
So
I don't know.
Sorry,
I don't know.
No. I mean that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I agree with Casey. I'd rather face the Phillies bullpen than their starters right now.
100%.
I mean, Hoffman has been disgusting. Alvarado has been just cheesing everyone up. Kimbrell's been struggling. Strom here or there.
Who cares?
But I'd rather face
Dominguez look good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I'd rather face one of them than Suarez, Nola, Wheeler.
Yeah. They've just got arms, though.
Yeah.
Like anyone they throw out there can go out there and shove.
Job.
It just depends on the day. Like I mean, even like Gregory Soto, they could throw that dude in there.
Oh my God, I
could strike out the side.
Too. So, has he even pitched? Like more than?
I think I saw him once,
one or
maybe
two
in
innings.
The DS. I haven't seen him much, but
that's nuts.
It's crazy because I think he's nasty.
He's gross, but
and they're barely using him.
We shall see. But I'm saying Stroh's Phillies in 6.
Ooh, I like this.
What y'all got?
I still want to go Strohs. I hate the Phillies. I can't stand the Phillies.
I didn't have a huge problem with the Phillies until this playoffs.
Yep, Strohs in 7.
I've hated Philadelphia my entire life.
I hate the Mets, and then I didn't really care about the Phillies because they were never really a huge threat, and then these past 2 years have just like
I hate the Phillies.
Burned with hatred.
They only won the World Series 3 of the 5 years when we were growing up. Chase Utley sucked.
They won 1.
Yeah, hate Chase Utley.
Yeah. Oh, listen, that slide. I'll listen. I hope Chase Utley. Well, let me calm down. That slide that slide that he did on Ruben Tejada is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in a baseball game. Hey. I'm all for a hard slide. Listen, slide hard. He didn't even slide. He stepped on second and then he started sliding. That son of a gun. Like, I hate Chase Utley. Now, Ron Howard gotta go with the big boys, but still can't stand them. But I think Phillies. I'll go 7 just because I want as many games as I can.
Is everyone saying Philly Stros?
Yeah, 100%.
At this point, yeah.
Okay, so who you got?
I mean, I chose the Phillies at the very beginning of the
only thing you got right.
Yeah, literally the only thing I've gotten right. But I'll have to stick with the Phillies. And I'll go Phillies in 7.
Okay.
So 3 Phillies, 1 Stros.
All right.
Like it.
We like it. Well, cool. We'll see how things pan out. Talking to you next week. You guys got anything else?
I'm excited, dude. I'm itching.
I'll save it.
Yeah. Time's winding down. We're getting less and less baseball.
I know you've got a cool kid party to go to.
I do. And I've got wings waiting for me in the kitchen, so I'm ready to go eat those. But anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you like and comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave us a rating. Follow us on Instagram. Tell us what we're doing good and bad, and share it with your friends. Dude, I didn't even do the outro.
Don't care.
Thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.